The shadow was like a vicious dog that had caught the scent of blood. Frenzied, it searched for a body it could possess. Watching everything unfold before her, the girl was filled with terror. She had not yet accepted the fact that she was dead. At this moment, the girl noticed the shadow moving toward her friend. A few days earlier, a moving bus was suddenly enveloped in thick fog. Because the road ahead was impossible to see, the driver was forced to stop. At that moment, a boy on the bus saw a strange glowing object deep within the fog. Before he could see it clearly, a small car suddenly rushed out from behind and nearly hit the bus. The passengers were thrown into panic, but no one knew what had happened. Soon, the small car slowly stopped beside the bus. The driver of the car asked the bus driver what was going on. The driver said he was unfamiliar with the route and did not dare to continue. In order to protect the passengers, the bus driver decided to follow behind the small car. And so, led by the small car, the bus began to move slowly. But before long, the small car mysteriously disappeared. Out of caution, the driver stopped again. He prepared to place a warning sign ahead and wait until the fog cleared before continuing. However, as soon as the driver got out, he suddenly saw a strange red glow light up in the distance. Terrified, the driver immediately rushed back into the bus. But when faced with the passengers' questions, he did not dare to tell them what he had seen. Just as the driver did not know what to do, the vanished small car suddenly honked its horn, as if signaling them to follow. In order to leave the area as quickly as possible, the driver could only suppress his fear and move forward. But before the bus could go very far, several black shadows suddenly rushed toward the bus. To avoid the shadows, the driver jerked the steering wheel violently. But due to his panic, the entire bus rolled over and plunged down the hillside. The violent impact quickly tore the bus apart. The passengers let out desperate screams. After everything finally went quiet, a girl named Elma woke up among the wreckage. At that moment, rescue teams were carrying out their work. The rescuers who ran over told Elma not to move. When Elma woke up again, she was already lying on a hospital bed. A woman claimed to be her mother. She softly comforted Elma and told her not to be afraid. She said everything would be fine after the surgery. Then Elma was pushed into the operating room. But when she woke up once more, the woman in front of her seriously told her to be prepared. She took out a mirror and asked the girl to look at her own face and to say who she was. However, looking at the face in the mirror, Elma froze in shock. She seemed to have lost her former memories. She could not remember who she was, nor could she recall the woman in front of her. Fortunately, the woman who claimed to be her mother did not pressure her and simply stayed quietly by her side. But strange things soon began to happen. At night, Elma was suddenly awakened by a strange sound. A bizarre black shadow suddenly appeared in the ward. At first, Elma thought it was just a nightmare, but the next second, the person in the neighboring bed began to struggle violently. The other person's twisted expression of pain snapped Elma fully awake. She immediately called for a doctor. The doctor on duty rushed over. After seeing the patient's condition, they immediately pushed the patient into the emergency room. Elma watched all of this in horror. At this moment, she finally realized that all of this was real. But what exactly had happened? And why had she lost all of her memories? Only then did Elma realize that the truly terrifying thing might not have been the accident, but the thing lurking in the darkness, constantly searching for a host.